After the resurrection, the disciples were not filled with joy, they were filled with fear. They gathered together behind closed doors, not to celebrate, but to hide. The trauma of the cross was still fresh. They had seen Jesus betrayed, beaten, mocked, and crucified. The sound of the hammer, the darkness of that day, and the silence that followed had shaken them deeply. Everything they believed seemed to hang between hope and despair. Even though some had spoken of an empty tomb, doubt still ruled their hearts. Fear of persecution, fear of arrest, and fear of disappointment kept them locked inside. They remembered the promises Jesus had made, but pain often speaks louder than faith. They wondered if they had misunderstood his mission. They questioned whether God's plan had truly been fulfilled, or if everything had ended at the cross. It was in this atmosphere of uncertainty that something extraordinary happened. Without opening a door, without making a sound, Jesus suddenly stood among them. His presence alone changed everything. He did not come with anger or judgment. He did not rebuke them for fleeing or doubting. His first word was peace. A peace that calms the soul, quiets fear, and brings inner healing. That moment marked the turning point. Jesus showed them his hands and his side. The scars were still visible. These were not signs of defeat, but proof of victory. The same body that suffered was now glorified. Death had not overcome him. The cross was not the end. The promise was alive. As they looked at him, fear began to lose its grip, and joy slowly replaced sorrow. Faith that had been shaken began to rise again. Jesus stood before them not as a memory, but as living truth. His presence restored what fear had stolen. He reminded them that God's plan had never failed. The resurrection confirmed that sacrifice had meaning, pain had purpose, and obedience had eternal impact. In that room, hope was reborn. Yet even then, doubt was still present among them. Thomas was not there during the first appearance. When the others told him what they had seen, he refused to believe. His heart had been wounded too deeply. He declared that unless he touched the wounds himself, he would not accept their testimony. Doubt had become his shield against disappointment. Days later, Jesus appeared again. This time, Thomas was present. Jesus did not reject him. He did not shame him. He approached him with patience and grace. He invited Thomas to touch the scars. In that moment, doubt collapsed. Faith rose. Thomas recognized the truth standing before him. This encounter revealed that Jesus meets people where they are, even in their weakness, even in their uncertainty. After restoring their faith, Jesus spoke about purpose. The resurrection was not meant to be hidden. What they had witnessed could not remain locked behind closed doors. He breathed on them and spoke of the Holy Spirit. This was the beginning of empowerment. Fear would no longer rule them. They would not walk alone. God himself would dwell within them. Jesus made it clear that a mission was about to begin. They were called to testify, to preach, to heal, and to proclaim forgiveness and salvation. The message of the gospel would move beyond that room, beyond Jerusalem, and into the world. The same power that raised Christ from the dead would now work through ordinary people. From that moment forward, everything changed. The disciples who once hid in fear would soon stand in public with boldness. Prayer became their foundation. Perseverance became their strength. Miracles followed their obedience. Lives were transformed. Testimonies spread. The gospel advanced through opposition, persecution, and hardship. They learned that faith does not remove trials, but it gives strength to endure them. Courage was forged in suffering. Hope remained alive even in loss. Worship became their response to grace. They understood that Jesus had not abandoned them. He was alive, active, and present. This story did not end in the first century. Jesus still appears today. He enters closed hearts, broken lives, and moments of deep fear. He brings deliverance where there is bondage. He restores hope where there is despair. He strengthens those who feel weak and renews faith where doubt once ruled. The Holy Spirit continues to move. God's promise remains unbroken. Victory is not found in a life without struggles, but in a life anchored in trust. Faith grows through perseverance. Grace sustains through trials. Hope remains because Jesus lives. The resurrection proves that pain is not final. Failure is not the end. Darkness does not win. God's plan continues to unfold across generations and nations. Jesus lives, reigns, and remains faithful. His work did not end at the cross. It continues today, transforming hearts, restoring lives, and leading humanity to true and lasting hope. If you enjoyed this story, follow and leave a like.